All right, if you're a small business owner with some big plans bubbling up, you already know that capital is king. So let's treat this as your personal roadmap to getting some serious funding. We're going to dive right in. $100,000. Just look at that number for a second. That isn't just a little boost. That's the kind of money that can completely change the game for a business. It's what takes you from just keeping the doors open to seriously scaling up. And I'm serious. Take a second and actually think about it. What's that one big project you've been dreaming of? That game-changing investment? What door could you finally unlock with that kind of capital in your corner? Which, leads us perfectly into our first section. Look, going after a loan this big isn't about covering next month's rent. It's about making a huge strategic leap that can change your business's entire future. And you can see how specific these things are, right? This isn't just keep the lights on money. We're talking about opening that second location you've scoped out, or stocking up on inventory for a massive holiday rush. Maybe it's buying that one piece of equipment that's going to triple your output. Or, hey, finally hiring the expert team you need, or launching a marketing campaign that puts you on the map. In this is a perfect real-world example. So, meet Mike from Catalina Coffee. For him, that loan wasn't just a number in his bank account, it was the key to a brand new storefront. It directly paid for a prime spot, a cool remodel, and all the local ads to get the word out. And the best part? He saw solid returns in just 6 months. That's the power we're talking about. Okay, so obviously, you can't just walk in and ask for $100,000. Lenders have some pretty key things they need to see. But here's how I want you to think about it. These aren't roadblocks. They're just your prep checklist for a successful funding journey. So what do lenders want to see? Well, they're looking for a solid track record. Generally, that means you're pulling in somewhere between $100,000 and $250,000 in annual revenue. It also means you've been in business for at least 2 years, and your personal credit score is sitting at 650 or higher. Hitting these numbers tells them, hey, this business is stable and knows what it's doing. But wait, there's a little more to it. Lenders also really care about your business structure. They tend to prefer formal setups like LLCs, that's a limited liability company, or a corporation. They're also going to dig into your debt ratios to make sure you can actually afford another monthly payment. And yeah, for a loan this size, don't be shocked if they ask for some collateral, like a piece of property or some valuable equipment, just to secure the loan. So once you've got your ducks in a row, it's time to pick your path. And this is a big one, because not all loans are the same. Finding the absolute right fit for your business and what you need the money for, it's probably one of the most important decisions you'll make. Let's break down the main options. Okay, so the first big fork in the road is this: secured versus unsecured. A secured loan is pretty simple. You put up some collateral, like your building or major assets. Because that lowers the risk for the lender, you usually get a much better interest rate. On the flip side, an unsecured loan doesn't need any collateral, which is great, but because the risk is higher for them, the interest rate is usually higher for you. It's that classic trade-off between risk and reward. Now let's look at two totally different animals. On one side, you've got SBA loans. These are backed by the Small Business Administration, and they often come with amazing terms. I mean, we're talking repayment plans that can stretch up to 25 years, which makes the monthly payments way more manageable. Then you've got the merchant cash advance. This is all about speed. You get a lump sum of cash super fast, and you pay it back with a small percentage of your daily credit card sales. It's incredibly flexible, but you're definitely going to pay a bit more for that convenience. And here's another awesome example of finding that perfect fit. Martha needed new ovens for her bakery, so she went with equipment financing. The cool part? The new ovens themselves were the collateral for the loan. It was a perfect match. It funded her growth directly and got her a nice low interest rate. Win-win. Okay, so you know why you need the money. You know what lenders are looking for, and you've scoped out the different types of loans. So now, what's the actual plan? Let's walk through the 5 key steps to getting that approved scamp. Here we go. Step 1, get all your paperwork lined up and ready to go. 2, know your credit score, inside and out. 3, put together a killer business plan that shows exactly how this loan will make you money. 4, do your homework and pick the right lender. Not all of them are the same. And finally, number 5, show them the money. Prove you've got consistent, positive cash flow to handle the payments. And it's so important to understand the why behind all this, right? From the lender's side, your documents prove your business is legit and stable. A good credit score tells them you're low risk. And that business plan, that's not just for you. It's to show the lender, hey, here's exactly how I'm going to turn your money into more money. And positive cash flow, Well, that's the ultimate proof that you can pay them back. Fred's story here is a really crucial lesson, especially for that fourth step, choosing the right lender. He got a no from a traditional bank, probably because they just didn't get his business model. But he didn't stop there. He found an online lender who specialized in his field, and boom, funding secured. The lesson: don't be afraid to look beyond the big, old-school banks. Getting that approval email is an amazing feeling, but the journey's not quite over. Now comes the really important part: managing that capital like a pro and making sure repayment is smooth sailing. So let's get real for a minute and talk numbers. This table shows you what a $100,000 loan actually costs you every month. And look at how much the term and the interest rate change things. A 5-year loan at 8%, you're paying over $2,000 a month. But if you can stretch that to a 10-year term at 6%, that payment drops to about $1,100. You've got to find that sweet spot your cash flow can handle without breaking a sweat. And here are a few pro tips to make it all work. First, watch your cash flow like a hawk. Always know you can cover that payment. Second, if you ever hit a rough patch, and it happens, talk to your lender. They would much rather work with you on a solution than be surprised. And hey, if business is booming, see if you can pay the loan off early. You could save a ton in interest. You know, securing a loan of this size, it can be one of those pivotal moments for a business. It's the fuel that turns your biggest ambitions into actual reality. With the right prep, a solid plan, and smart management, you can absolutely get the funding you need. So really, the only question left is, are you ready to start the journey?